sentence or clause which tells us what the subject does or is. To put it in another way, the predicate is everything that is not the subject. At the heart of the predicate is a verb.
For example, Elvis lives.
This information is exciting news.
Us fifth graders remain happy during
Is this all about me, people?
No!
It's about subjects and predicates.
Mr. Mortan is the subject of my sentence, and what the predicate says, he does.
Cue the music.
Mr. Mortan is the subject of my sentence, and what the predicate says, he does. Mr. Mortan is the subject of my sentence, and what the predicate says, he does. Mr. Mortan is the subject of my sentence, and what the predicate says, he does.
Mr. Mortan walks. Mr. Mortan talks. Mr. Mortan reads. Mr. Mortan is.
Mr. Mortan walks down the street.
Yeah, Mr. Mortan walks.
And Mr. Mortan talks to his favorite cat.
Yeah, Mr. Mortan talks.
No, Mr. Mortan was a lonely man.
Yeah, Mr. Mortan was.
And Mr. Mortan is the subject of my sentence, and what the predicate says, he does.
Mr. Mortan knew just one girl,
Yeah, Mr. Mortan knew.
and Mr. Mortan grew flowers for Pearl.
Yeah, Mr. Mortan knew.
Mr. Mortan was very shy. Mr. Mortan is the subject of my sentence, and what the predicate says, he does.
Mortan is the subject of my sentence,
And what the predicate says, he does.
Mr. Mortan is the subject of my sentence, and what the predicate says, he does. Mr. Mortan is the subject of my sentence, and what the predicate says, he does.
Mr. Mortan walks. Mr. Mortan talks. Mr. Mortan reads. Mr. Mortan is.
The subject is a noun, that's a person, place, or what the sentence is about. It's a verb,
An action word.
like open out. Mr. Mortan wrote Pearl a poem.
Since what?
Pearl replied in the afternoon.
How to apply? She replied by no.
Mr. Mortan was very nervous.
Yeah, Mr. Mortan was.
See, Mr. Mortan is the subject of my sentence, and what the predicate says, he does.
The cat stretched, the sun beat down, the neighbor had chased his kid. And each sentence is completed, but only when you know exactly what the subject did. Mr. Mortan is the subject of my sentence,
And what the predicate says, he does.
Mr. Mortan is the subject of my sentence,
And what the predicate says,
he does. Mr. Mortan is the subject of my sentence,
what the predicate says, he does.
Mr. Mortan walks. Mr. Mortan talks. Mr. Mortan reads. Mr. Mortan is.
Mr. Mortan knocks on her door,
Yeah, Mr. Mortan knocks.
and Mr. Mortan sat on her porch.
Yeah, he sat and rocked.
Mr. Mortan was a nervous man, and so when she opened the door, he ran.
And Mr. Mortan climbed up the stairs.
Yeah,
And Mr. Mortan was very lonely
yeah, Mr. Mortan was.
until Pearl showed up with a flower of white. He thought that was out of sight.
Mr. Mortan is the subject of my sentence.
And what the predicate says, he does.
Mr. Mortan is the subject of my sentence,
And what the predicate says, he does.
Mr. Mortan is the subject of my sentence,
And what the predicate says, he does.
Mr. Mortan